Are you looking for different ways to improve employee well-being? If so, then optimism coaching may be one of the best investments you can make. My name is Charles Inniss. I'm a nationally board certified health and wellness coach, a physical therapist, a personal trainer, and I have a lot of experience in corporate wellness. And I created a coaching program called Upping Your Optimism Game because our ability to cultivate optimism is the most important skill connected to well-being. Not only does optimism directly improve physical and mental health, it's a double-edged positivity sword from a behavioral perspective. And what I mean by that is that when we are in a more optimistic mindset, it's more likely that we engage in healthful behaviors, and it's less likely that we engage in more harmful or less healthful behaviors. As an example, if we think about some of the behaviors that drive health, smoking, eating to excess, over drinking, and illicit drug use, when we're in an optimistic mindset, we're less likely to engage in those behaviors. And if we think about positive health promoting behaviors, like connecting with others, getting out in nature, moving and exercising, when we're in an optimistic mindset, it's more likely that we engage in those behaviors. Now, if that wasn't enough, optimism also breeds hope, courage, and perseverance. And those are all key ingredients to unlocking our motivation and helping us to be motivated to pursue our personal goals. Now, I began my career as a physical therapist and personal trainer, and I was obsessed with anatomy and physiology because I figured the more that I learned about how the body worked, the better I'd be able to advise my patients and clients about what they should do to improve their health. But after working in the clinic for a little while, I noticed that there was a difference between knowing what someone should do and being able to help them to be motivated to follow through with the plan. And so in the second half of my career, I started to focus on learning more about psychology, motivation, and coaching because knowledge not acted upon isn't as useful. My corporate wellness coaching career began when I was hired by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts to be their on-site wellness coach for their employees. And in my 7.5 years at Blue Cross, I talked to thousands of people. And what I noticed is that when people came in and they were overly down and pessimistic, they never had the energy or the motivation to pursue their health goals. And so as a coach, I realized I needed to slightly flip the script. And instead of focusing so much on what people should do, I needed to think about what was their underlying mindset? What was their underlying motivation? Now, I was inspired to create the program Upping Your Optimism Game because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And during the pandemic, we experienced unprecedented levels of threat. I want to take a minute to talk about optimism and pessimism as mindsets. Now, both optimism and pessimism are useful. Neither mindset is 100% good or bad. They're actually complementary. But if we think about what drives behavior, there's two broad categories of things that drive our behavior. In one category, you have growth and expansion. And in the other category, you have protection and preservation. And so if we are trying to tap into growth and expansion, we need optimism because we need hope and courage to get us to pursue worthy goals. But if we are under threat or in survival mode, that's when we tend to tap into our pessimistic mindset because our pessimistic mindset is what helps to protect us and preserve us. And so the challenge that I think a lot of people have is this: when they're going through something like the pandemic or any long and hard, challenging experience in their life. When we are constantly in survival mode or protection mode, our pessimistic mindset becomes our default mindset. And so when we are in automatic negative thinking or when our default mindset is more pessimistic, it's harder for us to tap into our optimistic mindset that is useful for us thriving and pursuing growth. And so I wanted to create a program that could help people if they were experiencing a more overly pessimistic mindset to change and improve their mental habits and develop mental skills related to optimism. Now, I created the program to be based around 3 pillars: optimism towards life, optimism towards self, and optimism in relationships. And I built in 4 ways that we could improve these mental skills. We could improve our mental skills through writing and journaling, through speaking and conversation, through thinking and meditation, and through conscious doing. Now, I designed the program to be flexible in nature so that it could fit in many different types of settings. And so if you're curious to learn more about Upping Your Optimism Game and how it might fit in your company culture, I'd like to invite you to click on the link in the description and visit my website, or get in contact with me at charlesinniss.com. Let's just have a conversation about what it might look like if I partnered with you to deliver health and wellness to your employees. Now, I hope that I said some interesting food for thought, but I'll leave you with this. If sitting is the new smoking, then optimism is the new exercise. I look forward to connecting with you in the future, but until then, be well.